Hi guys! Welcome to another episode of Fit Kitchen TV. As you all know, I highly recommend cooking for yourself and your family as much as possible. No one out there is watching out for your health, especially makers of convenience foods or people that come up with recipes in restaurants. They're not looking to make you healthier. They're looking to make you spend more money because their food is addicting or super tasty or just not super nutrient dense in a way that's going to nourish your body long term. Obviously, totally fine once in a while, of course, but on a regular basis, cooking your own food is the best way to ensure that you're getting the nutrients that your body needs. So today I'm going to show you a few of my favorite cooking hacks because I like shortcuts. And I just have a couple things I wanted to share with you that have made a really big difference in my cooking. So I just want to share those with you. So number one thing, I think most people know this, but as someone who cooks all the time, a really good sharp knife is very, very, very important. It sucks to cook with shitty knives. Sucks. Like, it makes you not want to cook because the knives are not sharp, they don't cooperate. You've got to spend a little bit of money on a good knife. Even if you just had one good knife, if you had a good knife like this, just a chef's knife, you'd be golden. You do not need 18 different types of knives, just one good one. And then you need to make sure you get it sharpened regularly, which costs like $4. Most kitchen stores have some kind of knife sharpening service. Our farmer's market has a sharpening service. It's like $4 to $5 to get it sharpened, and you have to do it like every couple months, and it's totally, totally worth it to have a sharp knife. So don't skimp on that part. Very important. Next thing, if you do not have a citrus squeezer, you should get one. Squeezing citrus is a pain in the butt a lot of times because the seeds get in everything. Sorry, there's fruit flies flying around. Distracted me. So make sure you get a citrus squeezer. They are available in the produce section of most like big box grocery stores, like Safeway or anything, a Target, anything like that would have one. Trader Joe's doesn't have them. I think Natural Grocers probably does. Any store that has like kitchen equipment would probably have one. And also make sure when you do this, you put it in this way. It seems kind of counterintuitive. It seems like it would go this way, but it goes this way. That way you get the most juice out of your citrus. So citrus squeezer is super important. Also, I buy a big bag of lemons at Costco, and I just keep this thing on my counter and squeeze half a lemon into my water, my big giant jug of water that I drink because plain water is boring and I can't do it anymore. So if you have one of those and you have citrus, use it. Citrus is also great for your digestion and antioxidants and all that too. So, citrus. Most favorite hack is this little frozen garlic ice cube tray. I haven't seen these anywhere but Trader Joe's. That's where I get them. They also have ginger, which I use less often, but still, it's handy. These things are lifesavers. I hate dealing with garlic. I hate how sticky your hands get. I hate how they stink forever afterwards. I hate cleaning out the little garlic press, and I hate taking the peels off of garlic. So I use these all the time, and I think everybody should use them. So Trader Joe's, they're $1.99, and I just get a bunch of them at a time and keep them in my freezer. And they never go bad, and they're so easy. So totally get these. Last one is bone broth. Bone broth is very nutrient dense. It's super, super good for your digestion. It's great for healing your gut if you've got some gut issues. It coats the inside of your intestines and seals them up over time. It's not like a one-time thing, but I'm sure you've heard the hype about bone broth. It is worth it to spend a little more money on a really good brand. And this is Kettle and Fire. I really like this brand. It has a really amazing flavor to it. And a couple ways I use it are, one, we eat a lot of rice, or I make a lot of rice for my family because I have 2 teenage boys and a husband that they eat a lot of rice. So you can make rice with bone broth instead of water, and that adds a bunch of protein. In this whole box, there are 22 grams of protein. So if you cook your rice in bone broth, it adds protein to your rice and also just a bunch of nutrients. So in a I don't know, with my teenage sons, getting nutrients into them is a little bit difficult sometimes. So I like to add as many nutrients as I can wherever I can. So this is one way. This stuff tends to be a little expensive, so I usually buy it when it's on sale. I get several of them. Little tip, it's on sale at Natural Grocers this weekend for $4.49. Normally it's about $6 or $7. It's a little spendy, but if you can get it on sale, totally buy it. It adds a ton of like depth of flavor to whatever you're making with bone broth. Obviously soup or stew or whatever, but a lot of the recipes in the Cook Once Eat All Week book call for bone broth or chicken stock, and it doesn't use a ton of it, so sometimes I just use part of it and I use the rest and make rice with it, or I will heat it up and drink it. It's super, super good for you, especially during this time of year when all of the illnesses are flying around. To just keep your immunity up. This is one way to boost your immunity and just give your gut a lot of nutrients. And this is not the same as like the boxed chicken stock or the Better Than bouillon at all. It's slow cooked. If it's cold, the way you know if bone broth is good is if it gels when it's cold. So if you were to put this in the fridge, it would turn into gel. It's sold shelf stable, but you can obviously put it in the fridge if you don't use all of it and it gels. So that's how you know bone broth is actually legitimately full of collagen and super good for you. The other stuff, the cheap stuff, it's fine, but it's not nutrient dense like this one. So if you want to try this, get it this weekend at Natural Grocers because it's on sale. I haven't seen it cheaper than like $4.49 ever. So those are a few of my kitchen hacks I wanted to share with you. There are things I use these are the things I use all the time. I obviously use a knife all the time. I always use citrus. I always use garlic, and I always use bone broth several times a week at least. So these 4 things have made my life a little easier, and the bone broth really adds like a really awesome flavor to whatever you're making it with. There's not any salt in it, so you do have to add salt to taste, of course, but do that and your stuff will taste amazing.